The information shared on the Slipstream gift are from personal accounts and experiences, which are intended to help create discussions on the possibilities and perspectives of energetic potentials. Any communications, considerations, or recommendations are not a substitute for medical, psychological, or licensed professional help in wellness or recovery. Please seek a qualified practitioner regarding specific needs or concerns. We thank you and hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Slipstream Gift, a place of energetic healing potentials waiting to be explored. Hosts Todd Wilcox and Brandon Wainwright will take you on a deep dive of discussion into energetic modalities, self-healing, consciousness expansion, spiritual peace, and overall positive encouragement, while traversing life's spiraling universal questions. Each episode provides a sacred space to share ideas as well as experience interactive energy healing sessions, all guided live with heart. Now here are your hosts, Todd Wilcox and Brandon Wainwright.
Hello and welcome to the Slipstream Gift on the Sacred Spiral Network. I'm Brandon Wainwright, one of your hosts, along with Todd Wilcox, and we're here tonight to have a spiritual discussion as well as do energy healings live on the air. If you're seeing this little dog, he came up to
Charlie.
Me. Yeah. So Charlie actually looks so much like Tyson. It's unbelievable. And the little dog that runs across the Rainbow Bridge at the end of the intro. So I just thought I'd pop him up here for a second. Come on, buddy. Yeah. So
he obviously hates it.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he's all of a sudden he's heaving. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't normally do that, but yeah, he's okay now. Thanks, Emilio. Loving Charlie, he says. Yeah, he's a good one. All right, buddy.
Yeah.
And he shows up a lot in the quantum room too, right?
Absolutely, and not just when I'm doing something with you, even when I'm doing other things, it's not uncommon. He really has a great time with the other dogs that are in the quantum room, and he gets in there and roughhouses and runs around and has a great time. They all love him. He loves them. He's part of the pack.
So he's been coming in even in other sessions when we're not together.
Yeah.
Wow. See?
Yeah, he's quite the traveler.
You're important, huh? All right. Well, good. Cool. Well, I guess I'll just let him sit here as long as he wants to.
Heck yeah.
So,
I love those ears going straight out.
Yeah. I tell you what, I mean, from the front, he doesn't look. Tyson and him had very different facial structure. Well, not very different, but you could definitely tell the difference between them. But from behind, I mean, their fur is a little different, and Tyson had this one hair between his shoulder blades that Charlie doesn't have, but they look so similar. Sometimes I've actually called him Tyson a few times.
Easy to do.
Yeah, so he's very cool. And I recently had a friend of mine, Sandy Casca, as an animal communicator. I did talk to her on the phone. She did a little session for me, and she, according to her, Charlie was sent by Tyson.
Oh,
so
I don't doubt that.
Hey, JD, my good friend JD, John Miller, saying hello. Thanks for being here, brother. So I guess you had a meditation that was something you wanted to discuss.
Yeah. So before these shows, I like to go into the quantum room and just get my mind right and get ready to go and be calm and quiet. And today, I usually don't get things like this, but I had two distinct images come to me while I was wrapping up that session. And the first one, and if these things make sense to anybody, if there's some kind of resonance with you and maybe tells you, hey, you need to go do something, be sure to listen to your intuition. But yeah, I saw a lung, and I'm guessing it was a healthy lung. I could see, like arteries and things in it. It was very viable looking. It looked healthy. So I saw a lung, and then I also was looking up through a canopy. So if you've ever been walking in the deep woods and you come into a small meadow, something that's only like 20 feet round or something, not a big meadow at all, but just a very small one, where if you look up, you see all the trees and then sky straight up. It's almost like you're in a well. That's kind of what it looked like. I could see the edges of the trees and the leaves, and then the just vibrant sky above. So, whatever that means to anybody out there, if it means go out and get in the woods or breathe deep, or there might be some meaning to those. I'm guessing I was tying into somebody's energy that's going to be on here tonight, or maybe multiple people. So I just wanted to pass that on in case it meant something to somebody.
Cool. Well, if that resonates with anybody, be sure and comment.
Yeah. So what have you been doing, Brandon? It's been a few weeks since we talked. That was exactly my view. All right. Whoa. My computer's trying to restart.
Wow, that's cool.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Bernadette, that's awesome. So maybe I was picking up on your thoughts on that. It's hard to say what it is. I do my best not to interpret. I know what it might mean to me, but I don't want to say what it means to somebody else. And so, yeah, that was a pretty strong image, and it was really beautiful. So I'm glad you got to see that while you were camping.
That's awesome. Yeah, as far I did the healing fair here in Prescott last weekend. So that was positive. They have a once a month they have a healing fair here last Saturday of the month at the Earth and Herbs Arizona yoga studio. It's a lot more than that. It's a metaphysical shop basically. They do Reiki and readings and other things in there as well. But they have a monthly healing fair, so I try to do that as much as I can. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate the compliment on Charlie. I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah, Charlie's awesome. We've got some good dogs associated with the show.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. So, what were you gonna say?
I was just thinking with those fairs you do, are you doing some sessions for people that come in? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's kind of a classic metaphysical fair. There's a bunch of local healers and psychics, mediums, that kind of thing that come down once a month, and we set up little tables and people can walk through, basically look at what we have to offer, and we have our regulars that come in every month, and I'm one of the few healers. Usually most of the people are doing like tarot or a mediumship, that kind of thing, but I'm pretty much focused on I'm entirely focused on just doing healing work. I'm not the only one. There's another guy that's in there that also who's really good.
That's cool, and you get the energy of everybody, not only the other people doing the type of work that we do, but also the people that are there for that work, and that's pretty cool. Yeah. So it's funny though. What I found, it's interesting because I don't know if it's just me or the venue or what, but there are a lot of energies in there that are sometimes for me kind of exhausting to be around over the few hours that I'm there. It can be, there's definitely, and I've had other healers tell me, man, this place, you got to really be aware of your energetic surroundings. Just monitor that, and because there's different energies all around you all the time, but a place like that, there's definitely a lot of it. So I've had to be cognizant of what's going on around me, if that makes sense. Yeah, I was at a at one of those. It was not a Comic-Con, but it was something similar, and much smaller. And there was one of the, there was a lot of booths and different things. And I wasn't there working. I was just there checking it out. And there was a lady came in, she was a medium, and she had an hour on the stage, and a huge crowd came over to see her. And I felt so bad. I don't know if the energy, if it was just weird energy from all the people around or what, but she could not connect with that audience at all. I've never seen anybody, like comedians would have called it bombing. I've never seen anybody miss to that extent, but everything she was bringing up was just a whiff. Nobody responded to anything she said. And
Wow. Yeah,
that
would
went
be
on for
hard.
maybe 20 minutes. And I was on the verge of just going up to the stage and seeing if she wanted to do a reading on just me instead of trying to get the audience just to help maybe focus some energy. And at that point, she started crying and laughed. It was awful. I don't know what happened, why it was so bad, but I would just wonder if so much chaotic energy around her was messing things up, and maybe she was picking stuff up from people on the other side of this convention, instead of the people that were right in front of her. But I felt terrible and wanted to go help, and then she left. I didn't see her again, so I don't know if
Wow.
she ended up back on there later or not. But yeah, it was brutal, and I've often wondered if that can mess you up.
Yeah, I think it would. I mean, you talk about messing up your confidence and not wanting to put yourself out there like that again, because so much of this work is based on trusting. And you trust
Yeah.
I think it would be very difficult to put it out there and trust that way, and then have it fall flat like that.
And I think those of us that do this, that there's some people that do it that are just charlatans, whatever. But the people that actually have a conscience and really are coming to this from a place of truly wanting to help. It's so easy to have imposter syndrome, where you're wondering, did I really help?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, somebody hasn't been able to get better in 10 years, and you spend an hour with them and they get better, and you still question, was that me? Was that something else? And so to have that happen, just has to destroy your confidence and wonder if you truly have that gift or not.
Well, and the fact that she reacted the way she did tells you she's not a charlatan.
Right. Yeah. She was brokenhearted by it.
She really cares.
Yeah. But she could not focus. She could not pick up what she needed to pick up. It was heartbreaking.
Wow. But I mean, a friend of mine just put on just Primrose. She says, "I'm proud to say I was able to help 14 people at the last San Francisco Crystal Fair with Reiki sessions." Ah, that's awesome. Awesome, Primrose. That's wonderful. That's a lot of it is just putting yourself out there to do it,
Yep.
So
yeah, good for you. Napoleon, love that name.
That's her cat's name.
Oh,
I think it was her cat. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, whether it's a cat or Dynamite, I still love the name.
Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite. Best movie title ever. One of the best movies ever.
Oh, my God, I took my kids to see that when it was in the theater, and we almost stayed for a second showing. We were going to go back out, pay for another viewing of it. We had so much fun at it, and we lived in Utah, and that was filmed in Idaho, but it was really the same community, the same. The guy who wrote it is from a Mormon community, so where we lived in Ogden, we were around people so similar. And I'd been in so many houses and heard so many people talking the same way. It was just a lot of fun. And my son finds humor in almost anything, so he was just roaring the whole time, and my daughter thought it was great as well.
That's one of those movies that gets better with age too. The first time I watched it, I loved it, but it was so quirky. I was like, this is so weird. And then the second time, then all those they start to set in, and it gets funnier and funnier and funnier over. Yeah,
I watched
movie.
it again about 2 weeks ago at Bear Lake when we went on vacation. And my granddaughter, she's 3.5, and she's just a ball of energy. She actually stopped and watched it a little bit, and laughed at him and laughed at the right places. It was great. Oh, and then one other thing, I'm so proud of her. I've got a picture of her. Pretty big TV in that. We rented a house, and there was like 12 of us there, and there's a big TV, and Star Trek was on. And she walked over and stood in front of the TV like the little girl on Poltergeist. Yeah, just stood there staring at it. And I've got a picture of her from behind. And I sent it out to everybody saying, "Yep, she's mine."
That's cool. Yeah, a fellow Trekkie.
Absolutely. Yeah, she gets it. She's gonna be okay.
Well, what do you think? You want to see about doing some healings?
Yeah. So Kay Wizzy has asked, and Bernadette asked if we could.
She's
see if
Kay
we could
Wizzy's
find
asking
her friend.
she's asking for a reading though.
Yeah,
So,
and we, that's not what we do, but I just, maybe your friend will come to us. I really don't know. But yeah, let's start with Kay Wizzy and see where we can go.
Okay.
Does that work?
She's asking specifically for a reading.
Yeah, and we don't do that.
I mean,
I just don't know how.
it's
All righty. So Kay Wizzy, you're first up. So I invited Kay Wizzy into the quantum room, and I'm not getting a great visual. I know it's a person, but that's as far. It's very, very. The energy is very, very blurry for some reason. Like one of my guides is in a different time, and I never see that individual clearly. It's always very fuzzy, and that's what's happening with Kay Wizzy. Very fuzzy energy. I don't see anything. I can't make out any physical things. Like I can't tell about shirt, pants, hat, anything like that. I'm gonna have the dogs go see what they see. Charlie's energy's here, racing around, having fun. So Desi just pulled a. It might be a model airplane. It might be a toy airplane. It's one of those. I think it's an airplane. It looks old, like a propeller plane with the 4 engines. So 4 propellers. One of the early transportation for customers like TWA and United had back in the 50s. Looks like a toy of one of those. From the abdomen area, lower stomach, and we're gonna give that some cleansing energy. Then the healing energy. And it looked like, and the energy was moving fairly fast. It kind of looked like a hose with water coming out of it is what that plane transitioned to. That is all I'm picking up there with Wheezy. And I don't know if that sneeze meant anything to you, K Wheezy, or not. Sometimes my body picks up on what's going on with other people's body while I'm doing this. So I don't know if you've got some hay fever or tickle in your nose also, but I have been fighting hay fever. So like Freud says, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. It might just be that. And as we're working, I noticed that the energy is concentrating on K Wheezy. Concentrating down, getting tighter and tighter, but I still can't get a clear visual. So that we didn't find anything else to remove. I'm going to have the love team surround you now and just give you energy and get the energy from Brandon. So yeah, just the one, that airplane thing from your abdomen. And it took up your like entire abdomen. The wings were clear to the sides, like by your rib cage when it came out. And so the fuselage a lot of it would have been up around your heart, and maybe even to your throat area. It was taking up a lot of room, so you might be breathing easier now. All right. So yeah, K Wheezy, I hope that did something for you. I haven't been around anything that fuzzy before. What I would like to do, Brandon, if you're okay with it, I would like to just kind of go through a trauma release for everybody on the call. So if you've got a spot on you, as an example, I had a hernia operation when I was in high school, and that scar hurt me for close to 30 years before I did a trauma release on it. And so if you have something, it might be a sore foot or a stiff neck, chronic knee, who knows, if there's some part of you that has some trauma and you're holding on to it. Sometimes it's from physical trauma, sometimes it's from emotional trauma. But I would like you to just focus on that area right now.
Can we take a quick pause just for a sec before we start that? I got a strong image of a fire truck on that last one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just kind of jumped over.
It's okay. In the beginning, I saw a fire, but then it like morphed into like a plastic, one of those plastic ones. You know, I'm talking about, like probably about this big.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I don't as I've said many times before, I don't consider myself to be very clairvoyant or anything. So I just say what pops into my head and leave it at that. But I also saw Clifford the big red dog at the end, and it was the same color as the fire truck, but for whatever reason it popped in as Clifford the big red dog. So
Okay.
K-Weezy, I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all, but I just thought I would share that. So
yeah, and thank you. And I'm sorry I just jumped into the other thing.
No, you didn't.
Got something in my mind and had to run with it.
No, you should.
And
I just wanted to put it
glad
out before I
you shared
forgot.
that. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure it was important, maybe to Kay Weezy, maybe to somebody else that's listening, maybe to more than one person. But I like that you were seeing something very similar, toy wise, a really popular kid's toy, a fire truck, an airplane. I don't know if those two things had a common bond like that or not, but
Well,
that's what
it
jumped
popped
out to
in.
me.
It popped in
Yeah.
at the same time. So he
Yeah,
says,
it kind of feels
I
like it.
read that a lot as a kid, Big Clifford.
All
Huh.
right.
So maybe, just thinking about what that might mean. Could it be during that same time period that you were into maybe model planes or model fire trucks, or could it have been around the same era? And is there something, maybe that's what that was about, was addressing some feelings or emotions that needed to be healed from that time.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
So
If you're okay, Brendan, let's maybe do a
yeah,
trauma release for everybody.
I could use one too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So be thinking about a place on your body that has pain, that bothers you. It might not even hurt, it might just bother you. And what we're going to do is address the emotions that are attached to that injury and help release those so that your body can be in a place to heal. So just be thinking about it. It could be, like I said before, something on your knee, could be a skin rash, it could be the tired behind your eyes, sore ear, whatever it is. Focus on that area. And if it's easily accessible, like if say it's on your right hand, just go ahead and touch that spot with your left hand so you can really focus. Really focus on it. And as you're focusing on it, there's going to be a memory that comes up. Now that memory might be of trauma, it might be something else, but just grab that memory and really get a good look at it. Look at it from all sides. Listen to it. Listen to what was going on in that memory. Notice the colors around you. Notice how bright the lighting is. Are you outside on a bright day? Are you in a gloomy room? Really, really pay attention to that scene. And I want you to get that scene just locked in. And now we're going to use the strength of our mind and our energy. And I want you to control that scene. I want you to make it go forward a few seconds and then backwards a few seconds. Forward a few seconds and backwards a few seconds. Forward a few seconds and backwards a few seconds. And once you have really good control of that memory, I want you to put a piece of plexiglass between you and that memory. So picture maybe being in a small theater and that memory's up on the screen and you're kind of in the back of the room, and now you've put this plexiglass in front of you and the screen. So nothing in that screen can get to you. It's thick plexiglass. It's 2 or 3 inches thick. Nothing can get through it. Nothing can get to you. And just really make sure that you've got that nice shield. And for people like me that love science fiction, maybe it's a force field instead of a plexiglass. But make sure you have a barrier that you can see through, but nothing can get to you. And know that you're safe. Know that memory is on the other side of that barrier. And now I want you to play with that memory again. Take the lighting in that memory and make it super bright. Just keep an endless loop of that memory going on. And now make everything bright, like there's 20 floodlights shining onto that memory. So it's so bright you can hardly make out details because the contrast is gone. There's no shadows. It's so bright. And now turn those lights way down. Turn them down, 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 down until that scene is very, very dark. You can barely see the things in there because it's so dark now. And now bring it back up to normal light. Go a little bit brighter than normal light. And now darken it again. You have control. Feel that control that you have over that memory, over that emotion that was there. And it can't touch you. It can't get you in any way. And now as you watch that memory, if there's people in it or, whatever's there, whether it's trees or grass or inside a building with furniture, start making those shapes change. Like you're watching a crazy old cartoon, a super old cartoon where the desks would be dancing around or moving and breathing and doing things like that. Get a lot of crazy movement. Everything in there is just moving around. Inanimate objects are walking, standing, breathing, moving. And now they're starting to make noises like train whistles and grunts and laughter. And there's all kinds of things going on. And you make it louder, louder, louder. And now quiet, 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 sound off. Keep that memory right there in front of you. And now I want you to shrink it. I want you to shrink that big memory that you've been looking at down to the size of a legal pad paper, down to 8.5 by 11. Shrink it down to that size. Now shrink that picture down to postcard size. And we're going to seal that memory off. We're going to seal it in some thick plastic or whatever's a good sealer for you. And you want it to be shaped either like like something flat and square or like a frisbee, because we're going to throw this thing. Get it controlled, get it into that. And now take that memory in your hand and fling it just as hard as you can directly at the sun. Feed that memory into the sun. And as that memory gets into the sun and vaporizes, the memory's still there, but all the emotion that was attached to it has now been released. It's all been released. Your body's going to immediately start healing. You may already feel the difference, for sure, by morning. Just take a minute, nice deep breaths, and let blood flow to that area that you had the trauma, and start the healing process. Just let it go. All right. So that was just a quick one. Usually I take a little longer. I can't believe that felt like it took quite a while, and it was like 5 minutes. Usually go a little bit longer on those, but nice framework on how to get rid of those things.
Heck, K Weezy, he said that he had the fire truck too as a kid. So
Yeah.
Thinks maybe his dad's around. That's cool.
Really cool.
Allison Stone is asking for a healing. I don't think she's had one before, so
No.
maybe she would be a good next candidate.
Yeah, Allison, let's give me just a second. How are you feeling, Brandon? Plenty of energy still?
Yeah. My process is much simpler than yours, so I think it. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, feel good. I just
that was a really good meditation, by the way.
Get a break. Yeah. All right, here we
That's
go. Allison. I invite Allison into the quantum room. And Allison comes in very, very, I don't want to say small, but short. Yeah, the energy's coming in very short. Like when you look at that optical illusion where somebody stands on one side of a room and they look like they're 4 feet tall and they walk to the other, they take like 5 steps and they look like they're 8 feet tall. I feel like Allison is in a place where the energy is making her look very short. And as I'm saying that, she's laughing at me. So that's that's good. Good smile. Desi's going over to meet her. I get the feeling that Allison was. I don't want to say playing a joke on me, but something was going on. It was, for those of you that remember Tim Conway doing Dorf, where he would get on his knees with his shoe. He'd put his knees into shoes and make it look like he had really short legs. I feel like something like that was going on, and now Allison's standing up normal height. And I don't know if it's her playing or her energy playing. It's fun, it's playful, it's a lot of fun. I just I was a little bit confused. Desi's looking around. And she's moving something out of your back, Allison, your lower back. Like really low, like where your hips and spine come together, right in that area. And it looks a little bit like a garden hose. And just remember this can mean anything. It can mean nothing. It's just how I'm perceiving this energy that we're removing. And so she pulls the garden hose out. It's mostly coiled, but part of it stayed in, like it had already been pulled a little bit. So like the last 3 or 4 feet came out after the coil. And we're going to give that hose some cleansing energy. And then healing energy. And it looks like the hose became just a shovel leaning against a wall. Just your standard everyday shovel leaning against a wall. And now she just removed a torch, like the torch from the Wild West or Gilligan's Island, or one of those shows where somebody's going through a cave and makes a torch with a stick and some rags. It kind of looked like that from your chest, in your stomach and heart area. give that cleansing energy and then healing energy. And it becomes a screwdriver and goes over and hangs out with the shovel. And I don't know, it's different for me to have that energy stick around. It usually releases back out into the universe and leaves. But these things are kind of staying. I don't think there's anything wrong with them, or it's just different that they're staying. And now it looks like she pulled a piece of gold out of your forehead, just above your nose. A small gold nugget. And when we clean that and heal it, that is now a rabbit. And it hops off. It does not hang out with the screwdriver and the shovel. All right, so we're going to do a filter on Allison now. Go all the way down the top of her head, down through her neck and shoulders, abdomen, filtering out everything. Filtering out everything she doesn't need, any energy that's in the wrong place, any tired energy that needs to be recycled and regrounded. All the way down through her hips and into her legs and out through her feet. And as we clean up that energy that came out and give it healing energy, it becomes a really beautiful pool. And I'm talking pool like you would find maybe in the deep woods, and not like a pond, much smaller, like a 10-foot diameter pool, not very big. Just kind of one of those oddities you might run into in the woods or desert. That's its natural energy. So now we're going to have the love team surround Allison. And with Brandon's energy and the love team's energy is going to come up from the bottom of your feet all the way up and out through the top of your head and out through your fingertips. It's cleansing all energy in your body. It's getting it all flowing in the right direction. And all the tired energy that needed to be regrounded and returned to the universe has released and left. And fresh, healthy, vibrant love energy is there now. And as that's happening, Allison, I'm seeing some like coloring book faces of a little girl. The pictures, it's in a coloring book. It has not been colored on yet, but it's a little girl. I want to say with the hair, the two hairs, ponytails, pigtails, whatever it is on the side. Big smiles. Yeah, it just jumped out at me. And we'll leave you there to continue to receive that energy as long as you need it.
So, in the beginning of it, I saw there was a donut shop where I grew up, and not too far from where I grew up, and originally it was called the Donut Tree, and it had this this apple tree like it was a sign about this big. It was up kind of right in the middle of the above where their little checkout area was, and it got taken over by another owner who it wasn't the donut tree anymore, but they left that apple tree there. So I saw that apple tree. So I thought, does she like donuts? So I was thinking pastries, and then a Hostess cupcakes popped in. I don't know why. And then a bicycle, like an old school banana seat bicycle with the basket in the front, popped in, and like the bonnet, like a an old school bonnet, like Holly Hobby type of bonnet thing, popped in. So it all kind of leans itself to like childhood. So I don't know if that means anything to you.
Yeah.
But those all popped in pretty fluidly too. So
Yeah. And that kind of goes along with the coloring book thing I was saying with the color, to the kid stuff like you're talking. It fits into that.
Karina's saying that fits her. So that's interesting.
Interesting. Looks like we have time. Did you want to do one more, Brandon?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Allison, does any of that make any sense to you? Just curious.
I'm going to grab a drink. I'll just step up for a second.
Okay. That's very interesting. Blue banana seat bike. Wow. Okay. I kind of went on a limb on that banana seat. I don't know how old you are, but banana seat bikes are kind of old school. So she says she had a blue banana seat bike. What a trip.
And coloring books.
But Karina, it lends itself to her as well.
All right. Keep an eye on that lower back, Allison. Hopefully it's going to start improving.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse has asked. So you good with Jesse?
Yeah. Well, hopefully Karina got, hopefully maybe that was a multi.
You know what? And there, that happens. And
she's 52.
I'm 5'2". Yeah. Yeah.
5'2".
Allison, I'm going to say that you probably have big energy, and I felt like it was messing with me a little bit. It was funny. But yeah, 5'2" is a good height. That's one of my favorites. Good job there.
Karina says she had a banana seat bike with the yellow sparkles in it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And when we do these things, I don't know if we've talked about this for a little bit, but it's, while we are focusing on one person, it's for everybody. And so, yeah, if these things are ringing true, go with it. It's not locked into just one person. Your energy probably is doing the same thing. So that's wonderful that it was, and silly. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. Actually, I had a client today that I was working with, and we were talking about how the energies because there's a specific technique that I do called reflective etheric healing, and it involves the etheric body and going through the different layers, and it also requires a lot of visualization and manifesting that way. And the person I was working with had a really difficult time with visualization. So, but what she was picking up on was a lot of color and energy. She was feeling energy and she was seeing color. And so it was taking a form that was different from maybe the direction I was giving her, but it was still taking form in an energetic form that was very specific. So, here we have the quantum room, and I'm seeing one thing, you're seeing something completely different, but the energies are all swirling around and our souls are able to interpret them the way they're meant to. So it isn't necessarily literal. That's something to keep in mind. So yeah, like you said, it's for everybody.
Your spirit guide laughs at you and you keep him entertained. Yeah, there was something going on there. I just, the whole time I felt like you were setting me up to trick me. Not in a bad way, just a funny thing. Like, my kids and I would always try to trick each other with something, and I kind of felt that energy going on. It was pretty fun. I like it, and I think your spirit guide's wonderful. Jesse's 5'8". Good job. Well, I don't know what I am anymore. At one time I was 6'2" and 3/4. I tried for 6'3" so bad I couldn't quite make it.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah,
Is that with your shoes on or off?
that's off. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
and I would like try to stretch my spine out to get every millimeter I could, and yeah, 6'2" and 3/4 where I topped out at, and through the
Yeah.
years
He is tall.
I've shrunk.
So yeah, the intervertebral discs just degenerate.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
6'1" with my shoes on, with them on. I
Yeah,
was
so
6'2" when I was a cop. I was 6'2" with my boots on.
Yeah. I'm still growing. All right. I feel like we're on to that.
So-
There was an old sports radio show I used to listen to. People would call in and they'd start off with their height and weight, kind of like the football draft stuff or the NBA draft stuff. And so I'm having flashbacks to that. I really enjoyed that show.
Well, you want to? Okay, so Jesse, that's our next.
Yeah. Yeah,
target.
let's work with Jesse. All right.
Okay, everybody. Yep. Here we go.
And if any of this rings true for you, go with it. Feel the energy, let it work with you. Really get something out of it. Inviting the 5'8" Jessie into the quantum room. And she's got a big smile. There's some good rapport going on here. Desi is immediately going to both of your feet. And she's pulling, it looks like wadded up string. You know how your Christmas lights, back when we had the light strands, they'd get all wadded up in the months between Christmas and the next Christmas. It kind of looks like string wadded up like that. She pulled that from both feet, but I think she took more from the left foot. I think more out of the left foot than the right foot. And the strings were not only going through your feet, but up into your calves and knees. So those are out. We're giving them cleansing energy, healing energy. And those strings turned into an old time Jack in the Box. And then just faded away, reabsorbed into the universe where that energy can be used for what it's best at again. And now Desi's really paying attention to your mouth. Inside your mouth on the, again, left side. She's taking out, it looks like the green tops that they cut off of carrots, the part that grow out of the ground. It looks like that. She's pulling a bunch of that out of the left side of your mouth. We're going to give that some cleansing energy and some healing energy. And that turned into 3 rocks that they're small rocks. They're a third the size of a baseball each one, and they move by rolling like over each other. And so they just left. They left by rolling over each other. And now she just took it looks like straw, hay type straw out of your right arm and shoulder. And we give that healing energy, and it becomes a frog. It's a frog with a big smile, and it hops away. And now we're giving cleansing energy to the places that we removed everything. And the love team is focusing healing love energy to those spots to fill that up so that nothing goes back. Nature abhors a vacuum. That's why we do the love energy at the end of these, to fill the person completely up so there's no gaps for things to come in that don't belong there. And Jesse, I think you have somebody that came in with you, and as your energy improved, you turned looking over your left shoulder, looking at somebody or something. I can't see it, whatever it is, I can't tell what it is. And you're waving at them, very, very happy. It's like you made a reconnection, or just noticed them, or were able to see them again. I'm not sure exactly what, but you're waving with the arm that we just took the straw out of. And now I'm seeing a tie-dye shirt. It's really it's not on you, it's not on whoever's there. I'm just seeing a tie-dyed shirt. All right. Brandon, what did you see?
Well, the first thing I saw was a lawnmower, like a push lawn, with an engine on it, but not like a zero turn or something like that. Push mower. Karina, I just saw Karina ask me, "Did you ride a motor as a police officer?" And I did. Yes, I did. I was a motor officer for 5 years. Loved it. Absolutely, best job ever, being a motorcycle cop. If you like motorcycles, that is. So anyway, I saw the lawnmower, and then next I saw a sprinkler, like one of those sprinklers that has the holes that kind of goes back and it shoots up the stream, and it kind of goes back and forth. Not the but the one that,
Yeah,
and it was
like
yellow.
it's like a fan.
Yeah, one of those. I saw that, and then God, what else did I see? I saw there was something else too. I can't remember what it was. And it was weird when you said you saw the rocks. Just before you said that, I saw these river rocks
Oh,
sitting next to each other. I mean, literally seconds before you saw it. Pretty crazy.
yeah.
And then I saw strawberries. And
Huh.
what was crazy, that was right before you said there's straw. I saw
Okay.
strawberries, and then you said straw, and I thought, if he says strawberries, I'm going to shit myself. But no, you stopped at straw, not strawberries. So,
Phew.
uh, oh wow, she saw her dad was Karina's dad was a CHP
Oh,
motor. Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. So I don't know if those mean anything to you, Jesse, but that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Well, I guess that wraps it up.
I think so. That was a fast hour.
Yeah. That was a lengthy one, that last one. You saw a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot going on. Thank you, Jesse.
Well, we hope that if you didn't end up getting the healing tonight, we hope that you enjoyed it nonetheless. And well, everybody got some kind of energetic healing, but if it wasn't focused on you, we hope that you enjoyed it nonetheless. And for those that we did focus on, hopefully, you notice a difference and feel a sense of peace and energy, lighter. And so usually we do these shows every other week, but we were supposed to do one last week and it didn't end up happening. So we're doing it this week, and then we're going to be on for the next 2 Wednesdays in a row. So hey, tune on in. Come check us out. 5:30 Pacific time on the next 2 Wednesdays.
Sounds great. Thanks, everybody. This was wonderful. I appreciate you being here. Your energy helps us. And just like when somebody's telling a story and it generates your own story, it makes you remember a story. As we're doing this energy work, as it hits your energy and starts to help, allow it. Just allow it to, because it's by far strong enough to help more than one person at once.
Yeah. I definitely feel lighter now than I did in the beginning of the show. So
Yeah.
it was so. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Are you going to hang out for a minute, Todd?
I will.
All right. See you next week, everybody, on the Slipstream Gift on the Sacred Spiral Network. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. See everybody. See you next week. Thank you.